KPBS On Demand is supported by the San Diego County Toyota dealers, presenting a new 2025 Tundra designed to combine performance and comfort with up to 437 horsepower and 10-speed automatic transmission. See your Toyota dealer, the San Diego County Toyota dealers. We make it easy.
Welcome back to another edition of the KPBS Cinema Junkie podcast. I'm Beth Accomando. The San Diego Black Film Festival kicks off Wednesday, January 27th. And for more than 10 years, it has been shining what it calls a spotlight on African American and African diaspora cinema. This year, the festival arrives on the heels of yet another very white crop of Oscar nominations. One film that focused on African American themes that was nominated was Straight Outta Compton. Here's the trailer.
I heard you've been spending a lot of time at your auntie house. How's the couch life?
Got my woman and my baby living there. It's hard, man. But you know, everybody can't do what you do.
Really, what I do getting played out, Dre. Where the money at?
Why you gotta be so ruthless, cuz?
I'll make a few changes.
Where you think you going? I'm just trying to get home.
That's my son. You need to get back in the house or I will ruin your night. I gotta talk to my moms like that.
If you had the chance to change the situation, would you take it?
Just hit that first beat hard, all right? You cruising down the street.
All right. Cruising down the street in my 6'4".
Hey, that was dope, eh?
You're listening to Compton's very own Ice Cube, Eazy-E, and Dr. Dre. I gotta tell you, you are witnessing history.
People are scared of you guys. You have a unique voice. The world needs to hear it.
They want NWA? Let's give them NWA.
Straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube.
Straight Outta Compton received an original screenplay nomination, and the San Diego Black Film Festival will be holding a free community screening as part of the festival on Saturday. I spoke with festival director Karen Willis and asked if there was anything new or different at the festival this year.
What's different this year, and we're very excited about it, is that we've added a pre-opening reception this year. A lot of the other the other film festivals do it. They've done it for years, and we've resisted it. And so for the first time, we've added that, and it's a wonderful thing, and it gives the public and the attendees an opportunity to learn what's to come at the 2016 San Diego Black Film Festival. And so we've added our first pre-reception, which is Wednesday, January 27th at 6 p.m. at the Jacobs Center out on Market Street. And it's free to the public. So we're very excited about that. And we'll have a lot of the filmmakers that arrive early. We have actors, actresses is there. So it's a wonderful thing. So we're very excited about that.
And I noticed you also have listed what you're calling a community screening of Straight Outta Compton. And what's that about?
Yes. Each year, we've done this now for the last 4 years, whereby we give back to the community by offering what we call a community screening. And that's a complimentary screening of a major motion picture. This year, our focus is on Straight Outta Compton. Last year, it was Selma. But Straight Outta Compton, the special screening will occur on Saturday morning, 11 a.m., at the Reading Cinemas and at 5th and G in the Gaston Quarter. We're working closely with Universal Studios with that. We're going to have giveaways, surprise appearances. And so, yes, we're very excited about our community screenings. And again, it gives us an opportunity to give back to the public, and they really turn out for it.
Now, your festival is coming on the heels of the Academy Award nominations being announced, and once again, they've been very white and ignoring diversity. Do you feel that's bringing an extra spotlight or attention on the festival this year?
It is. It's bringing all the media want to talk about it. You know, we've had from the LA Times to our sponsor, San Diego Union Tribune. They've interviewed me about it. It's apropos to us in that, Spike Lee is very vocal, and Spike has been to our festival. He's been a part of the San Diego Black Film Festival a few years ago. Also, the San Diego Black Film Festival is really the only black film festival in the country that's considered a Oscar buzz festival, in that our festival, the timing of our festival is right prior to the Oscars actually making their nominations known. Okay, and so if you get into the San Diego Black Film Festival, such as like Selma last year, it sort of adds to the Oscar buzz, right, and everything. So because of our connection to that, I think that what has happened with the Oscars every year is really shameful, in my opinion, in that African Americans, whether it be their actors, actresses, they're in the mainstream of the motion picture industry. In the same respect that African Americans are in the mainstream of the recording industry, right? And so therefore, what if the highest award with the recording industry, which is the Grammys, right? Each year it would be 100% white, with the exception of one or two blacks winning for some music. I mean, people would really be outraged. And so you're seeing now the actors and actresses in the motion picture industry, they're sort of speaking out saying, look, we're here and we want to be recognized. We don't accept that it just so happened that all the films that you nominate are white. So, but the wonderful thing is that I think Cheryl Boone, she's making some changes. The Academy president, she's announced some really dramatic changes in the way the membership it works and all that. So I think real soon we're going to see some changes in the Academy whereby it won't automatically be, all white. It's easy to see the Academy as being all white, and then for people to say, well, they're just judging it based on the films. Well, why are they all white? Are you saying that only the whites are producing the best films? No, it has to do with the voting. So, but there's going to be some changes, and so we're happy to hear that.
Well, it seems like the change that really needs to occur is that the people who are greenlighting the projects and the people who are creating the stories, there has to be more diversity there for a real change to take place.
You better believe it. The San Diego Black Film Festival, we deal with all the major studios. This year we dealt with MGM. Also this year, Universal. We've dealt with Paramount. And so we see it firsthand. I mean, there's not a lot of diversity in these executive positions in these studios. And you're right. That's where the green lighting occurs. And so what happens is that you see the studios, they start to cater and target. They know who the Academy voting members are. They know. I mean, they really do. Take my word for it. And so they target them. And so it just so happened that they're unable to target many minorities because they're just not there. So yeah, it really starts with the studios, the green lighting, and it's sort of a game. And so again, we're hoping that this changes real soon.
Now, in terms of how you select the films for your festival, how many submissions did you get this year, and what is it that you're looking for in these films to make them worthwhile to showcase?
Well, we receive hundreds each year. I think this year we got close to 300, something like 310 or somewhere like that. And normally we narrow them down to about 150 or 160, and we'll narrow it down. Then I'll come and I'll get involved usually when it gets to the 100 range, and then we'll narrow them down even more. And then with our process, we bring in filmmakers. We have a select committee of filmmakers each year who have submitted films to us, and we invite them to actually be a part of the film jury to help select these films. And so when they get involved, we're able to narrow it down to usually about 100 or right under 100. We screen over 100 each year, but only about 79 to 80 of them actually make it into the public. We usually reserve about 20 of them or more, what we call private screenings. They occur during the awards dinner. They occur during the filmmakers breakfast, where we'll show maybe 4 or 5 films that are shorts, like that. So that's how. And then once that decision is made, that sort of makes for our official selection. And so it goes. So there's several levels there.
Tell me about your opening night film.
Well, the opening night film, we're very excited. And, we have what we call opening night films, plural. There are normally 2 films that we show. And the 2 films this year, the actual feature film is called The Prodigal Song.
Faith, family, forgiveness, love. This is a story about music.
And the 2 films this year, the actual feature film is called The Prodigal Song. And The Prodigal Song stars Chris Webb. And it's really about a hip-hop artist who's becoming a star, but he's also really devoted to the church. And so he's sort of trying to weigh, him being a hip-hop artist with his devotion to the church. He's getting a lot of flack. And so the film sort of focuses on that. And we also have another film that we're excited about. It's called This Little Light of Mine, the story of Fannie Lou Hamer.
I've heard several comments from people that was talking about with the people, for the people, and by the people. Being a black woman from Mississippi, I've learned that long ago that's not true. It's with a handful, for a handful, by a handful. But we gonna change that, baby.
That's going to open for The Prodigal Song, and that's about a 30-minute film. The Prodigal Song is a 90-minute feature. And really, for the first time, we're like the second, I think, film festival to screen this film. And it basically sort of goes into the life of Fannie Lou Hamer, she was a very important civil rights leader during the time of Reverend Martin Luther King. And she did a lot to bring attention to voting rights. And so that's also going to screen as a part of the opening film.
And can you tell me about your closing night movies?
Well, yes, we devote our closing day to what we call films from they're foreign films from the African diaspora. What that means is that these are foreign films in various countries where there's a community of black people. This year we're focusing on, we even have films from Italy this year. And one of the ones that we're very excited about is called Aslam, and everything. And so we have films from Nigeria on the closing day. Olibri, that's a very big film also that day.
Do you remember when oil was found in Oloibiri?
And we all jumped about like monkeys.
When Lesh destroyed Oloibiri's rivers and lands, if I had protested and held my ground in the 60s, all this would not be happening. All this!
Gunpowder.
And his devils.
And we have a couple of films from Brazil, one called O Samba.
Em todas as mulheres a felicidade, mas eu não encontrei e fiquei na saudade. Foi começando bem, mas tudo teve um fim. Você é o sol da minha vida, a minha vontade. Você não é mentira, você é verdade. É tudo que dia eu sonhei pra mim.
Talking about the whole samba craze and all that. And so we have quite a selection of foreign films. And so if you really would like to learn more about foreign films and see some of them, what's to offer, come on Sunday, which is a closing day, and it starts at 11 a.m. And that's where you can see a great selection of foreign films from the African diaspora.
Hearing you talk about the diversity of films that you're screening makes it feel even more of an oversight by the Academy that they couldn't find one or two. Talk about kind of the breadth of diversity you've got, because you've got shorts, features, documentaries, foreign.
Yeah, so here it is. For example, every year, the San Diego Black Film Festival, we're a black film festival, but we're very diverse. You'll find that there are whites in a lot of the movies. This year we have Delka, which is produced, I think, directed by an African American, but it's it's basic subject matter. It's not an African American subject matter. They're in. We have several films each year that are what we consider to be non-African American. And so we even have diversity, at least I think this year we have 5 films that would be considered non-African American. And so I think they have no excuse. So we are very diverse. Everything from non-black films to GLBT. We have about, I think we have 6 GLBT films in there this year. That's diversity. We also have Christian films. So it's really it runs the whole gamut with us.
Is there any film or short that you'd like to particularly highlight that maybe is a smaller film that might get lost in the shuffle that you want people to come see?
Yeah, there's a film called The Bravest, the Boldest. It's considered it's a feature short because it's about 20 minutes, and it's about it's very apropos to now because it's about a mom who son is out fighting, out in Iraq somewhere years ago. Basically, a couple of people appear from the military to inform her that her son has been lost. And so she hears the knock at the door, and they identify themselves, and she knows what's going on, and she does everything she can to try not to open the door to hear the news. And so she sneaks out the back door. She goes into the laundry room to do laundry. And it's just a wonderful story until eventually she faced them and they give her the bad news.
Saida Porter and Major Dandridge. This is Lieutenant Torres. We're from the United States Army. We regret to inform you that your son, Private Corey Joseph Porter of the 82nd Airborne Division, has been killed in action.
It's called The Bravest, the Boldest, and that's one that really stands out to me.
And do you have any local filmmakers represented from San Diego?
We do. The San Diego Black Film Festival, unlike a lot of other film festivals, we don't segregate our local filmmakers. We don't have like a local film series. We put them right into the mainstream of the festival because we want to say to our local filmmakers, look, we're not going to point you out. You're here trying to get your film heard and seen all over the world. And so we're going to throw you in with the rest of them. That's how we've done, and it's worked out really well for us every year. I think we have at least 3 this year that are considered local and everything, but you will only discover it by coming to the festival and hearing the Q&A on it. And so that's how we handle local. We put our local into the mainstream where they don't feel local. We don't want them to feel that, we're just a local filmmaker here, and so please give us some attention. We're like, no, you're in a major film festival. You're going to be in with the big guys.
Now, one of the things that's always appealing about festivals is this opportunity to interact with the filmmakers. So do you have a lot of filmmakers coming and doing Q&As?
We do. We offer a Q&A on all of our films. So when the filmmakers come to the San Diego Black Film Festival, they know that there's 2 big things that's going to occur. They're going to have an opportunity for Q&A, and they're all going to walk the red carpet and be there and get the attention. It's their night. So they're going to feel like they're at a major Hollywood premiere of their film. And so those are the 2 things that they look forward to every year, the filmmakers. We're considered a filmmakers film festival because we really focus a lot on the filmmakers. And I would say 99% of our festival is focused on the independent filmmaker. And maybe we have 1 or 2 each year that we'll bring in that are considered major. But we never make our festival about, the latest, stars or actors in a film. We'll pick 1 or 2.
Now, does your festival do anything in terms of highlighting classics from the past or older films, or is it all kind of looking to contemporary work?
It's all contemporary, but like, for example, this year we have films, of course, that documentaries that incorporate old footage and all that. We have a movie this year called Luftgangster, which is about World War II with a group of African-American soldiers who liberate a Holocaust camp, in Dakar, I believe it is, and they went there and sort of did some liberation, stuff like that in 1940s. And they show a lot of old clips, but we don't. When we first started, we focused on, I think our very first films was Oscar Michaud years ago, 14 years ago, and we just showed I got my hands on I think 6 or 7 of the old 1920-ish Oscar Michaud films, and we sort of used that to kick off the San Diego Black Film Festival, and it was a lot of fun. And I think the year after that, we did similar stuff, but by the 3rd year, we were up and running, and we focused on contemporary films because the word was out that the San Diego Black Film Festival existed, and so we focus on current films now.
Mm-hmm. And do you give out awards?
Oh, we do. We have this year, we have 14 awards in various categories, 14 categories. And it's been 14 to 15 categories probably for the last 7 years now.
And are these voted on by audience members or by a jury?
The same process. We have what we call the filmmakers who do what we call filmmakers' choice voting, and then of course we have the San Diego Black Film Festival jury that votes on them. And a lot of the festivals, they make a big deal out of, everyone wants to talk about the film jury and all that. We don't. We have our film jury. We bring in our filmmakers, but we don't make a big deal out of, we don't focus on them. They keep quiet and we just get a good selection that way.
Mm-hmm. And then when are the awards given out?
The awards will be handed out during the San Diego Black Film Festival Awards Dinner and Gala, which is Saturday, January 30th. And this year we're taking over the Horton Grand Hotel. We got the whole area, over there, and for the awards dinner. And the awards dinner is hosted by actress Robin Givens.
And if there are young filmmakers, young African American filmmakers out there right now, beginning their careers, maybe still in film school, what kind of advice would you give them for what to do at this point in time?
Well, I think they should continue to hone their craft and definitely when they get a film, when they're done, if they have the confidence, submit it into a film festival like the San Diego Black Film Festival, because that's where it really all starts, or you attend a festival like the San Diego Black Film Festival, because there is where you're going to find other filmmakers, right? You're going to find other up-and-coming actors and actresses, and you're going to get an opportunity to network with them. So that's what I'd say.
And if people want more information, can you tell them you have a website they can go to?
Yes, they can visit San Diego Black Film Festival's website, which is sdbff.com. They could also give us a call at 619-234-0022. And, of course, please like us on Facebook. We're there, San Diego Black Film Festival. We're on Facebook as well as Twitter.
All right. Is there anything else you want to add about the festival?
Well, I want to say simply that the festival runs January 27th through Sunday, January 31st. Come on out and have a good time.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to another edition of the KPBS Cinema Junkie podcast. I'll follow up this podcast on the San Diego Black Film Festival with a discussion about underappreciated African American directors on Friday. You can subscribe to the podcast on iTunes or find it at kpbs.org/junkiepodcast. Thanks again for listening. Till our next Film Fix, I'm Beth Accomando, your resident cinema junkie.
KPBS On Demand is supported by the San Diego County Toyota dealers, offering a new 2025 lineup of vehicles at your local Toyota dealer, including a new Tacoma with turbocharged 4-cylinder engines and a hybrid powertrain option. The San Diego County Toyota dealers. We make it easy.